Hi, this is Debbie Vida, who is president of ACEP, Association for Energy Psychology.
Association for Comprehensive Energy Psychology.
Thank you. Association for Comprehensive Energy Psychology. And you're the president. You've done a wonderful job. It's wonderful to be here, just watch you interact with people and welcome everyone. So I wanted to take this opportunity to have you talk about what is ACEP.
Okay. So ACEP is an international organization of about 1,300 people currently. We hope that that number will be bigger. And it's actually, membership is open to anybody who supports the goals of the organization. But most of the members are practitioners of energy psychology. And energy psychology has a lot of different modalities, and many of the modalities might have their own little organization. So we are comprehensive energy psychology because we're the umbrella we are home to all of the energy psych techniques. And we have a real emphasis on ethical practice and on people just being trained well and using these techniques in a way that's really within their scope of practice and, ethical and appropriate and good. So we're very supportive of each other. And ACEP is all about spreading the word about energy psychology and having more validation for it, supporting research, and getting it well known and well respected.
Would you explain what energy psychology is for those who don't know?
So probably everybody defines it differently, and I don't give a very technical answer, but the way I explain it is that we're energy. That's what Einstein's E equals mc squared is everything is energy. And so it's when you have a problem, rather than just talking about it, it's making a shift at the energetic level. And that can be done in lots of ways. Not all, certainly, but many of the energy psychology techniques include focusing on what your problem, like let's say you have a phobia about driving across a bridge or something like that. You might focus on that. Many of them involve tapping on acupressure points, primarily on the face and hands. Not all of them. And we don't know why it works. Nothing works all the time. Nothing works for everybody. But very often, within a relatively short period of time, the problem resolves.
And that energetic shift allows changes in behavior and thoughts to occur in a more rapid method than other traditional methods, perhaps.
Yeah, and it's often more rapid, and I think it's often deeper, and I think that it often helps with things that we think couldn't be helped. So like I was just chatting with somebody and remembering a lunch from a long time ago and saying that one of the things that happened at the lunch, which was in the midst of a training, was that almost no matter what somebody said, somebody else would say, well, you could treat yourself for that if you want to. So I might say like, oh, I'm always 15 minutes late. I would take that as just, well, that's just part of who I am. And it's fine for that to just be, you don't have to fix everything, But the thought that if I wanted to shift that, I could, it's like, really? I could shift that? And so there's all these things that we sort of take for granted about ourselves. And many things, need to be changed, but the sense of freedom and flexibility that, oh, I didn't know. That'd be fun, let me shift that. So
I think also bringing to consciousness patterns in our life and our behavior we weren't aware of. When you talk about things we don't even know we could treat, or that we're not even conscious of what we're doing when we repeat maybe negative patterns in our life that we've learned when we were younger, we're not even recognizing what we're doing. I think these methods bring that to light in a way that other methods maybe can't get to that depth.
It's interesting to me to hear you say that, because of course everybody has their own take. And I think that's often true. And often there are times when what I think is cool is that sometimes you can heal something without understanding it, without having, you know, and it can be very gentle. And so it's an interesting shift.
That's a great comment. You don't have to understand it.
Right. But I know that, like I was trained in EMDR before I came to energy psychology, as many of us were. EMDR is a wonderful, wonderful approach. My view of the difference is that it's as if you were on one side of the river and you want to get to the other side, and EMDR does a great job of helping you swim across the river. And I think energy psych usually picks you up on one side and just puts you on the other. Now, for some folks, they need that process, and they don't want to go from here to here. But many people, it's like, oh, it's cool. You know, so there's just different ways of accomplishing stuff. So it's cool.
So as president of ACEP, how has that experience been for you?
A lot of work. Very, very meaningful. This conference has actually been lovely because people have been very gracious and appreciating the work that's been done. I think that ACEP is a very important organization because I think energy psychology is such an incredible, I want to say healing tool, but there's healing tools. And so, you know, spreading it is so important. And so it's, I'm blessed to be able to be spending my time on something that matters so much. So I've enjoyed it.
What's your vision for ACEP in the future?
My goal, we don't do nearly as much humanitarian work as we would like to do within ACEP. And my goal is to get to a place where we don't even have to have humanitarian work as a goal, because if there was a disaster someplace, we wouldn't have to be sending people in to train folks there or whatever, because those folks would have already known energy psych anyway. So my eventual goal is really that it just be something that everyone knows, that people grow up, like just like you kind of grow up knowing that you could take an aspirin if you wanted to, if you had a headache, and you might choose to take one or not, but that everybody would just grow up with energy psych techniques.
And knowing the skills and being able to apply them when they need them.
Yeah.
That'd be
Because like in
wonderful.
therapy, like my role with my clients, because I'm a clinical social worker, so my role is to help them do the deep cleaning in the house, you know, all the heavy stuff. But then to make sure they have the tools so that, because life's always going to give you stuff. I treat myself, I'm sorry, I should say, I use the word treat. Many energy psychology people use the word I tap for something. People use different words, and treat's just the one that many people can't treat, but so it's just the word I use. But I use energy psychology tools for myself probably every day. Anytime I find myself more upset about something than it seems warranted, or for longer than makes sense, or I have some self-doubt or whatever, I just go ahead and use one of those tools. And, it doesn't respond to a question, but I'll just slide something in. I think the hardest thing about energy psychology is, once you learn the tools, remembering to use them. So I can remember many years ago now, when I was still relatively new, I woke up in a bad mood for no good reason, just one of those days, woke up in a bad mood. Stayed in that bad mood for 5 or 6 hours. I was driving to work, I was about 2 blocks from work, and I was like the old, I could have had a V8 commercial, I was like, hello, I've got tools I could use. Like I said, they don't always work, but I took a minute, did this thing, bad mood lifted, it's great. So my clients all end up not only doing better with their therapy, but for the rest of their life, they have these tools that they can use for whatever life gives you.
It's so empowering.
Yeah.
I can so relate to forgetting now. I've done that so many times. It's such a powerful tool, you know, that it's amazing.
Because we don't grow up with it. So
That's right, exactly. We don't refer back to that.
Right, right.
So I really want to thank you for being president of ACEP and for taking time to do this. And if people want to know more about ACEP,
Good, thank you very much. So it's the Association for Comprehensive Energy Psychology, and the website is www.energypsych.org, so it's ENERGYPSYCH.org.
great. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you for all the work you've done.
Yep, no problem.